New York-based group Human Rights Watch has reported an increase in the number of women in prison in Afghanistan for what the government terms moral crimes. 600 Afghan women and girls are currently serving time for crimes including running away from home and alleged adultery, of which many cases are rape.
What we have discovered through new research is that over the last 18 months, the number of women and girls who are imprisoned in Afghanistan on these quote-unquote moral crimes charges has increased by 50%.
Women have won back education and work rights since the Taliban were pushed out of power by US forces in 2001, but worries are increasing that they may lose their rights once most of the NATO-led forces leave the country by the end of next year. The findings about imprisoned Afghan women come days after the parliament failed to ratify an elimination of violence against women law, which would have strengthened a 2009 decree banning forced and underage marriage, along with rape and beatings. But conservative religious lawmakers blocked the ratification, saying that some articles were un-Islamic.
The EVA law is valid law in Afghanistan. The EVA law was valid law in Afghanistan last Friday, and it was on Sunday. The discussion in the parliament didn't change the validity of the EVA law.
The UN has urged the parliament to ratify the law.
In terms of if the parliament were to, in the future, reverse this law, that would have very, very serious consequences for Afghanistan.
Attacks on women in education are on the rise, and rights groups are fearful that advances that have been made for women's rights in the country may be lost if the government goes into peace talks with the Taliban.